And I'm just going to make sure the technology is working properly over there so that we know everything is good. Okay, and we are live on YouTube now as well. Fantastic. So welcome everybody on Zoom, welcome everybody on YouTube, and welcome those two who are watching this later on as a recording. We invite you to put into the chat your name and location so that we can see who's on and where are you joining us from today. And also, for those who are on, we would love to know if you are a kid or a teen who's watching, what is your biggest dream and what do you want to be when you grow up? And if you're an adult watching, think about what your dream was when you were a kid and write that in the chat. We would just love to know. What did you want to be when you grew up, when you were a kid? So welcome in everybody as you are joining. We are here for a beautiful gathering for a big announcement from the Global School for Star Children. And I'm Jocelyn Starfeather, and I'm here with our wonderful team of just amazing teachers who are joining us for a new round of courses that's coming out. So welcome to all of you as teachers. Are going to be introducing each of you individually very soon. But welcome, welcome. I'm just honored to be here with you all today. So welcome Emer in Scotland. Welcome Sarah in Devon, UK. Welcome Syria in Boston. Welcome Rose in Pennsylvania. And I am just going to sign into YouTube in one other window here so I can see the live chat. So give me a moment to do that. And everybody keep putting in the chat where you're zooming in from, where you're YouTubing in from, and what was your dream that you wanted to be when you would grow up. Let's see here. Live. Okay, here we go. So now I'll be able to see the live YouTube chat as well. And don't be shy, everybody. Post in those chats. We want to hear from you. Okay, so let's see. Ami, welcome. Ami from Germany. Ami says she wanted to be a dancer. Amazing. Welcome, Anna in Twin Cities, Minnesota, Dakota Land. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, Savea in Tennessee. Trish in Montreal. Welcome, Melanie in Germany. Welcome, Kathleen in Southwest Washington, the land of the Lower Chinook peoples. Emer says, I wanted to be a teacher. Amazing. And now you are. That's fabulous. Welcome, Lauren Rose in Paris. Welcome, Syria. She says, as a child, I wanted to be a veterinarian and be surrounded by animals. Yes, amazing. Welcome, Anna, Annie, and Annie Oakley in Minnesota. Or you wanted to be Annie Oakley? Maybe. Lauren Rose says she wanted to be an opera singer. Amazing. So beautiful. Okay. Well, welcome everybody who is streaming in. We're so delighted to be gathering with you today. And so just to give you a little bit of background on the Global School for Star Children. This is a school that was originally dreamed up by an amazing woman who's a mom and a teacher and a grandma in Denmark named Charlotte Adams. And she had this vision that she held for decades, actually, that was the Global School for Star Children. And so she had this amazing idea and she shared it with me and she wanted to co-create it together. And for one reason or another, it didn't work out. And she handed the vision to me and she said, go ahead and go forward with this, because with Sacred Planet and with the amazing community that is here, all of you amazing people here in the Sacred Planet community, she knew that this would be able to come to life, that her vision would be able to be birthed into the world. And so through amazing synchronicities and miracles and incredible people such as the teachers that you see here coming in and volunteering and contributing so much to make this school happen, we are bringing this school to life. And we held our first round of classes starting in April 2024. We are now here today to announce our second round of classes. We have 5 amazing new classes coming out that will be happening in October and November. And all of these classes will be held on Saturdays, a group of classes throughout the month of October, the second group of classes throughout the month of November. So we are just delighted to bring this to you. We're going to share the details of these classes with you today. And you're going to get to meet these amazing teachers who are bringing these classes to you. So, um, okay, wonderful. Gaby wanted to be a healer. Yes, and so you are. Amazing, amazing. So let's begin and let's dive in. And as we do, I just want to present two people who are not here on our panelist live today, but who contributed so much to bringing all of this together. One of them is Praise Singer, and she has been managing the project. She is like my left-hand person, and she is just making sure that everything happens when it needs to happen, handling all the communications with the teachers, with our facilitators, about the website, everything. She is making it happen behind the scenes. So thank you, Praise. And I think you're here watching live. So glad to have you on with us. And hello, hello. And also Michelle Vineyard. Michelle has been our wonderful tech person behind the scenes, and she's created the beautiful web pages that you're going to see today that tell you all about the courses and everything that's offered in each course. And so she's done an amazing job of creating those technology pieces so that we can share all of this with you. So thank you, Praise, and thank you, Michelle. And without further ado, let's move on to meet our amazing teachers and hear about these beautiful courses that they have visioned up and created and are bringing to you here. So first of all, Jeanette, hi, welcome. You are welcome to unmute and share. And I would love to hear just a little bit about you and your journey and what led you to be here with us today and bringing us these amazing classes, because you taught one of the classes in round one. So you are back again with another amazing class.
Yes. So hello, everyone. It's such a pleasure to be here, especially for round two. I absolutely love what you're doing and the program. My name's Jeanette. Also, you can call me Lady Jane. I'm a Reiki master teacher, a medium, Akashic channel, and intuitive development life coach. Well, of course, all of us started our spiritual journey, I'm sure, at birth, but I've been working in the healing modalities and energy field for about 22 years now. So ever since I graduated high school, I absolutely love it. And I know that I wish there were more people like us when I was a kid. And so my whole goal and passion is to help the next generations move on to be the future, to be the light, and to find their path and destiny. So
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Jeanette. And let me share your course up on the screen here. Now, actually, before I share the screen, I will just say that as we're sharing about these 5 beautiful courses today, you will see on the screen, and we'll be telling you what dates they will be offered, what ages of kids or teens that they are for. And I will be putting the links to every course in the chat here, the live chat on Zoom, the live chat on YouTube. So you can go and also check out these pages at your own pace. And if you feel called to join, you can join. Now, with all of the classes in the Global School for Star Children, we want to make them available on a donation basis. And this is a really core value of our school. We do not want anybody to ever be excluded for financial reasons. We want these courses to be open to everybody, every child, all around the world. And so you will see on each of these pages, there's a button that says, click here to submit your donation. Now, above that, there is a value of what this course is really worth, right? What this course is really worth. And then there's an option to send your donation in any amount that you would like. And so we invite you as you're joining the courses, and maybe you want to join all 5 courses today. Maybe you want to join 1 or 2, whatever's right for you and your family. But just check in with your heart, see what amount of donation feels right for you, and then you can submit that amount, whatever it is that you know, and for your heart and soul is right and is in alignment for today for this course. So here is our first beautiful course that we will share with you today that Jeanette will be teaching, and it is called Visionary Tarot. Amazing, amazing. And we didn't even know that Jeanette was coordinating her outfit with this beautiful image here. Just
All divine timing.
so perfect. So this course will be held on Saturdays, October 5th, 12th, 19th, and 26th. And it will be, I believe yours is at 12 noon Eastern. Is that right, Jeanette?
That's
Okay. Yes. Okay. 12 noon New York time. And this course is for ages 8 to 18. So as we are starting to explore this course, Jeanette, could you tell us why did you want to bring this particular topic forward for our kids?
of course. So growing up, I was the black sheep of the family, like I'm sure many of you can relate to. And there wasn't a lot of guidance or instruction on how to go through this thing we call life. And I was handed my very first tarot deck when I was in high school. I was reading pictures and images as a child. I always connected to interpretation, but after I was handed that deck, I really was able to understand the deeper hidden wisdom with imagery and symbolism. And I really connected with it at a core level where I really think all of us on a soul level speak this language. I feel like this is the universal language. And so it really has helped with interpreting it, help me guide through my steps in life and understand my path and my journey and the downs and the ups. And it's just a wonderful tool for insight and to connect you with your own divine source, your spirit, which is ultimately where you do want to get your destiny path information from your own soul. And instead of looking without, go within. So it's really changed my life, and I hope it really helps you guys at a pivotal stage in your journey as well.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, Jeanette, for bringing this forward for us. And so I invite everybody to come here, and actually I will just put this link in the chat right now. I invite you to come and check it out, and the link to register will be a little bit further down on the page here, but you can see some of the details. You can see what is included in the program. And as it says here, this is more than a course, right? It's really an empowering experience. And as Jeanette was just saying, it helps you to go within, right? It's like a natural extension of your intuition, as it says here. And that's just so beautiful. I love this version of the Fool card. So cute. Okay, so beginning on October 5th. And these quotes that we see here from Lady Jane, that's you, right, Jeanette? The quotes from Lady Jane.
Yes.
Yes, amazing, amazing. So here are some benefits of learning the tarot. It provides guidance. It can offer a different perspective than you might be able to see at a certain given moment, and it can point you in a new direction. It helps you reconnect to your intuition and build your intuitive skills. And it gives you a tool to provide others with guidance, which is just amazing. And so this is really a beautiful invitation to dive in, to become familiar with the tarot, to become familiar with the elements included in the tarot deck, the major arcana, the minor arcana. What an amazing opportunity. So class 1 will be on October 5th, and all of these classes will be at 12 noon New York time. Class 1 is the history of tarot. Can you tell us a little bit more about that, Jeanette? What will be included?
Absolutely. So I was talking about how it was the language of the soul. Well, if you notice back in history, even dating, to like kind of prehistoric times, they would draw the animals on the stones, and then you go move to Samaria in ancient Egypt, and they have the hieroglyphs and imagery to tell stories. tell to teach and to share information of what they did or what they were intending to do. So there's so much knowledge, and you keep moving down in histories. Even today, when we see movies and pictures, it's a picture says 1,000 beyond words in it. And it can be very activating for the soul. It can be very awakening. So it's just a lot of information, but a little bit here about the history to get you to understand how important visionary can be on your path.
Beautiful. And I know you were mentioning, Jeanette, that you have a workbook, a handbook for everybody that they will get to receive. And so as they're moving through the classes, they'll be able to follow along and hold that book in their hands, right?
Yes,
So that's really,
absolutely. Absolutely.
yes. And then class 2 on October 12th will be a journey to the major arcana. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes. So there's something so special about the major arcana. It's truly, other than if you think your life is a book, think of the major arcana as chapters. So these are like the big pivotal stages that move you through life and have very highly important value. And so when you know the story of the major arcana and you know kind of the steps it moves through you in life, again, it can help you not only prepare for, but know what you're going through, what you're sitting in, and give you illumination to perspectives to help you solve problems and again move forward. So it's so important of a story and a journey that we all go, every human being goes through in our life's journey. We all can relate to this. So lots of nuggets.
Yes, so, so beautiful. And those, I know when I've had tarot card readings, when those major arcana cards show up, they're just so powerful. These are just the really powerful ones. You just feel them in your
Oh,
soul.
yes.
So then class 3 on October 19th is the 4 elements of the minor arcana. So could you tell us a little more about that?
Yeah, so this is where we get into the details in the chapters. These are the day-to-day stories of our lives. And we work with different elements in our everyday life. And as biological beings, we work with the elements of earth. And all the elements have different symbology, different characteristics, different energies that they bring into your life. And so really knowing how to connect the dots and see again into the imagery and beyond, you can have a greater understanding of what is having a key role in your day-to-day and what could lead up to those big chapter stories, right? So again, lots of just secret wisdoms that you can tap into.
Amazing. Wonderful, wonderful. So then class 4, October 26th will be numerology and practicing tarot spreads. So what is included then in class 4?
So this I would have to be my favorite part. Beyond images, even all of our images, even the plant life and everything around us, all has a secret foundational sacred code. And numbers play a key role in that sacred code around us. And each number is a vibration. And so when we really unlock and work with the codes and keys to the images and combine it all, again, there's a whole world of information that you can access. So getting to really the fundamentals, even deeper beyond the tarot and working with those together. So my favorite.
How amazing. And so we're going to be learning numerology fundamentals as well as the tarot. That's just so, so beautiful. Wow, Jeanette, thank you again for all you're bringing forward here in this class. So we invite everybody to come on over to this page and now or later, if you feel ready to join go ahead and you can see that the full value of the program is $333. And we are just so excited to offer this on a donation basis. So if you want to join, you would just click here. It will walk you through the simple steps to submit your donation and join the course. If you have any questions about any of the classes, you can write to us at this email here, hello@wearesacredplanet.com. Now, we do expect all of these classes to fill quickly. And so we recommend that you register as soon as you know, as soon as you know that you would like to join. And registration for all of these classes will close a week from today. That will be on October 2nd. So just be sure that you join no later than October 2nd because the classes start on October 5th. So, okay. So let me stop the share here. And is there anything else you wanted to say, Jeanette, in closing? We have a couple questions in the chat too that we can get to in a minute.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I am just so excited to share this information and knowledge. It's something, like I said, that came to me at a very young age and I've developed, and I think I've got a pretty expert handle on. So I want to pass that on to you guys so you can reach higher, go further, and enjoy your journey a lot more than what I had to do by hitting the obstacles and blocks and hitting all the road steps to figure it all out. And so I just can't wait to see you guys.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you, Jeanette. So wonderful. Can you tell us how long is each class as you'll be teaching it?
They average about an hour, and usually around the 30-minute mark, I'll ask if there's anyone that needs, drink, water, bathroom breaks. I do use a slideshow as well. So it is a very visual educational process, and I would like interaction. So we try to do all that within the 60-minute. Now, if there's questions, I try to leave space for questions. And so if it goes a little over that, that might happen, but it's for whoever wants to stay on and have one-on-one conversation.
Okay, beautiful. All right. Well, that is going to be just an amazing class, Visionary Tarot. Now, if you're watching this as a recording, just scroll down in the description field below the YouTube video and you will see the links to all the classes there. We'll get them posted as soon as we're done recording here. And if you're watching live, just look in the chat. You'll see the link for Visionary Tarot right there. And so the next class that we're going to share about is Tiffany's class. And this is Your Sensitivity is a Gift. And Tiffany, we're so excited for you to bring this class forward. And it will be offered on Saturdays at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Time. So Tiffany, welcome. So glad to have you here. And you are welcome to share just a little bit about who you are and why you would love to bring this class forward for us.
Yes, hello, welcome everyone. I am so excited to be part of this global Star School community and really excited to bring this information forward and to work with the children who are just engaged as intuitives and sensitives and empaths and really are looking for some guidance in their life as I was when I was growing up. I think I created this class because I have been an intuitive and sensitive and empath myself my whole life, but not really knowing it until my mid-30s and really not getting the opportunity to step fully into my gifts because I didn't have that guidance. So creating this was kind of through the lens of my own inner child, really wanting to step into this work and to really guide people in their own gifts and opening that up. So my inner child is very excited to bring this forward, and I'm excited to be here as a teacher and an intuitive energy healer myself, and really looking forward to sharing this information with all of you. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Tiffany. And I will put your course up on the screen here now. So this is called Your Sensitivity is a Gift, and it will be on those same Saturdays in October, the 5th, 12th, 19th, and 26th, and it will be at 2 p.m. New York time, and it's for ages 11 to 18. And Tiffany, can you tell us, why is this particular topic so important for us and especially for our kids right now?
Yes, I think that so many of our children are coming in with so many beautiful gifts that are going to be needed as we create this, new earth that we're all stepping into. And these gifts are really coming in to be seen right now. And the children are really needing to uh, move into them and embody them in a way that will allow them for just a very flow and ease as they are growing into who they are becoming and what they want to bring forward in this along their journey in the path.
Yeah, yeah, so beautiful. And I totally agree with you that our kids that are coming in now have such profound gifts, and those with the brightest gifts may find it hard to integrate all of that with mainstream society or what their friends can understand, right? So this kind of course is going to really be so supportive for them in understanding the power and the magic that they hold. So that
Yeah.
is just wonderful. Okay, so this is more information about the course. Everybody, you are very welcome to come here and read it. It's so much in alignment with what Tiffany has just shared here, and really about helping our children remember their true inner gifts. And so, these children are leaders of tomorrow, and we want them to absolutely be operating at their highest potential and with confidence and clarity and joy. And this class is clearly designed to help them do that. And so it's designed to help children develop their intuitive abilities. And some of the tools that they'll learn will include sensing energy and discovering their empathic abilities, understanding and identifying the clairs within, and so they can remember their gifts, and using grounding techniques in the lower chakras to anchor in their knowing and connect them with the life force energy of the earth to guide them home to their own being in the world. And that is just so important, right? The grounding piece, so that they can feel at home, feel safe in everything that they're doing. So that is just beautiful. Now let's look at the classes, and you can see here that it's listed on these Saturdays at 2 p.m. New York time. Classes will be 60 to 90 minutes in length. And here's a little more about what children will learn in the class. And so class 1 is on October 5th. It's called Awakening to the Intuition Within. Can you tell us a little more about class 1, Tiffany?
Yes. So as Jocelyn was speaking to, we are going to be looking through the lens of the chakra system and also the clairs that actually reside and correlate through the chakras. So we'll be starting with a grounding practice and grounding into our lower bodies, which really is going to set the foundation for everything that follows in the class, because the grounding piece is so important to get back into our bodies and to be able to discover our connection with that kind of earth star element and really find our intuition there. Yeah, we'll be learning to be into our bodies and connecting more as we walk, and it'll give us tools to really be aligned and grounded as we meet our intuition in the upper chakras.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, and then class 2, deepening into your intuitive knowing to guide your path. So can you tell us more about this?
Yes. So as we move up the chakra system and in our bodies, we're going to tap into more of the knowing senses, and they reside in our central channel, and it runs from the crown of our heads to the base root of our tailbone. And so we're going to be looking at that as a pathway through our meridians and really connecting with our physical and energy bodies through the solar plexus and heart chakra. And this is going to be a place that's going to guide us in very deep wisdom and messages and tools that we can really use as practical elements of deepening into these intuitive processes.
Beautiful. And yes, I love how it's a journey through the body and a journey through the chakra systems as well. How amazing. Okay, and then class 3 will be visualizing and receiving messages through the gifts of your intuition. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, so then we're going to continue our moving up, and this time we're going to be activating the third eye and the crown chakra, also relating to the throat chakra. And this is going to really be opening up the gifts of messages that are there for us. And we're also going to be grounding these back into our body. That will always be our base practice, because we want it to be more of an embodied wisdom. And we'll learn to trust the messages that are coming through there, and we'll have some practices and journeys that we do in this one.
Wonderful. And then class 4, October 26th, opening to the grace of you and shining your light in this world. Could you tell us more about that?
Yeah, so this class is really designed to just integrate all of the pieces that we'll be touching on and really bring them together as our true intuitive messages. And we'll be really integrating them, embodying our practice, and then we'll end with a beautiful group meditation where, as we anchor all of this in, we're really going to be calling in all of the senses, the knowing, the sensing, the being, all of the ways that we are in our intuitive and empathic self. And it's really going to be a celebration of the journey that we're going to be actually calling in as we step into these gifts and bring them forward.
Wow, so wonderful. What an amazing journey all of these students will be on through your course, Tiffany. It's just so beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for bringing this forward for us in our school here. So everybody, I invite you to come here and click here to send in your donation if this course is the right one for you. And as a reminder, all of these courses are completely on donation basis. So really sense into your heart, see what is the right amount for you that feels aligned. And we welcome all of your donations, and we're so grateful for these donations. And keep in mind that these teachers are giving so much. They're putting a lot of time and energy into creating this course for your children. So be sure to donate generously if you are able to. And again, same for all of these classes. The registration will close on October 2nd. So be sure to join by the end of the day, October 2nd. That's 1 week from today. And if the classes fill before that, registration may close earlier, because we do expect to have a lot of people signing up. And for this class, for example, there's a maximum of 33 students that we can accept. So come on over and sign up. And I am so excited for all that everybody's going to receive in these 2 October classes, Visionary Tarot and Your Sensitivity is a Gift. Tiffany, is there anything else you wanted to say, closing comments or any other thoughts?
So excited. I'm so excited to bring this information forward. Yeah. So
Yeah,
thank you.
beautiful. Thank you. Let's see. I'm just checking the chat. Okay, lots of tarot conversations going on in the chat. I love it. Fabulous. So wonderful. Let me check the YouTube chat as well. Okay, very good. All right. So our next teacher is Janice, and Janice has created the class called Create Your Own Ceremony. Welcome, Janice. We are so excited to have you here today.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for creating this class. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself, Janice, and what has guided you in your journey and in your work?
So thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here. And so really, what's guided me has really, honestly, is actually the dances of universal peace. I learned about them when I was in college. And so it utilizes and interconnects all the different world religions and traditions, and then works with the elders to create mantras with movements and melodies. And then it really, and then I've been trained in that. And so it's a really wonderful tradition that I've then kind of brought into the ceremonies. And so I've been doing ceremonies for at least 14 years. And so I started doing adult ceremonies. And then once I had my second daughter, I started doing ceremonies with families. And then during that time and before that time, I've taught outdoor education. I've also, I homeschool my daughters. I've taught at their Montessori schools and really love nature-based spirituality and really connecting with nature and the seasons. And so it just really, yeah, really excites me.
Wow, amazing, amazing. I can see you are the perfect person to teach this class on learning how to create our own ceremonies. That's just so beautiful.
Thank you. I've taught at their Montessori schools, really
So
connecting
let
with nature
me
and the seasons. So just really,
there, I
yeah,
think
really
that
exciting.
the YouTube video is playing in the background somewhere there. So okay. So let me share the screen. And here is the banner for your beautiful course, Janice, Create Your Own Ceremony. And so this will be held on Saturdays in November. And this one will be at 10 a.m. New York time on November 2nd, 9th, 16th, and 23rd. And this is for ages 10 to 18. And so, Janice, can you tell us what is it that makes this class so important right now for our kids and for our teenagers? Why is it important now?
So I love the word you use, remembering. I love to really use that word, the remember, really bringing ourselves back to oneness is what I like to use for divine. And I think it's really important to actually first focus on ourselves as well and really connect with ourselves. And then in connecting with ourselves, start to notice our similarities to nature, to the seasons, to the moon cycles. And then that shows the interconnection to oneness. And my hope is if we're realize this interconnection to all of us, then hopefully we can transform this world to be more loving and peaceful.
Yes, so beautiful. And I think we all have this deep awareness that, you know, our ancient ancestors and the indigenous peoples all around the world who have held this earth connection through the millennia are so grounded in ceremony, right? So grounded in these powerful actions that we can take to reconnect with the earth, to reconnect with the cosmos, to reconnect with what is within us. And wow, what a beautiful time to bring this forward as we are remembering who we really are.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yes. So
Yeah.
I invite everybody to come here and read all the details, or about, you know, why ceremony is so important, how it reconnects us back in with the cycles, right? And this course is so beautiful as it's going to be guiding you to create different kinds of ceremonies, different lengths of ceremonies for whatever you might need at different times. Right. But as it says here, connecting more deeply with the cycles of nature, the elements, and oneness. That is just so
Yeah.
beautiful. So here's a little bit more. Did you want to say a little bit more as an introduction to your class,
Yeah.
Janice?
So, I mean, I transform your life into ceremony. I mean, I kind of laugh at that because I'm definitely not anywhere close to that, but that's obviously a goal of mine is to really see my life as a ceremony. I'm actually reading a wonderful book that I'll share with the class about different cycles. And so, really, I mean, the day is a ceremony. I mean, each breath is a ceremony. And so, it's really just it's about being aware. It's about intention and connecting. And yeah, really connecting with ourselves and the cycles and realizing that all of life is a cycle, truly. And so just connecting with the different aspects of it and learning about the different aspects of it.
So beautiful. Yes. And so let's look at what you are offering in each class session. As it's noted here, we'll meet on Saturdays in November at 10 a.m. New York time, and classes will be about 60 to 90 minutes in length. And so class one, November 2nd, is called Why Create Your Own Ceremony. So can you tell us about that, Janice?
Yeah. So, I mean, what's so beautiful about these November classes is that we start on Dia de los Muertos. So, I mean, it's really such a beautiful time to start. And so, really, this first ceremony, this first class will really be based around that. We'll dance together. Hopefully, they'll dance of universal peace, honoring our ancestors and transitions. And then if the team members, if the circle members and teens and tweens choose, then they can bring in their ancestors to the ceremony. So you notice here for me, I really like to connect it with the elements. And so the grounding element is kind of that earth. And so the beginning of the ceremony is really about grounding in the earth, grounding in the ceremony, grounding in ourselves. And so we'll be connecting with the ancestors for this specific one. And then the second part or experience of the ceremony is really that breath of the ceremony where we'll draw in and out information. And so it's really, this is when I really hope they'll share with me if they have any ancestors they want to connect with or share with each other, I should say, and really what ceremony means to them. And just we'll get to know each other a little bit. And then I'll start to share just a little bit of information that I've learned, some resources that I've had. Why ceremony? I mean, ceremony for me is kind of essentially bringing several experiences or rituals together in a container. And so just kind of sharing a little bit of information about how any daily activity sometimes can be a ceremony. And then after I share a little bit, then we'll come back and the whole group will share again really what's inspired them, why they're excited about this class, why they're excited about ceremony, and what they're excited to learn. And so really sharing that passion, which is kind of like that fire element. And then we end in gratitude and kind of allowing and inspiring that gratitude to flow kind of like the waters all around us. And then it does say that there's a little bit, and I mean, these classes are taken at home, so I mean, to call it homework or not, but it's really this just for them to think about it. And especially this first class, it might be short. I mean, we have an hour. So if we have time, we'll definitely talk about these why, when, and what type of ceremony they would like to create. And if not, then they can just spend a few minutes thinking about it. And so it's not any big thing, just kind of a couple of thoughts to think about and then share at the next class.
Yes, yes, so wonderful. Okay, thank you. And then, so class 2 is to co-create a 4 experience ceremony. And can you tell us what is a 4 experience ceremony? And then what will everybody learn in this class?
So the 4 experience, I mean, is essentially what I just kind of shared with you. I mean, so it'll be kind of very similar to the first class. In the difference will be that will be more about the mechanics, let's say, of the ceremony. And so it'll be more the grounding. We'll talk about different types of grounding with directions, with the elements. I mean, I think what's wonderful if people take Jeanette's class, they already know about the 4 elements. And so we'll talk about that and share about that. And then we'll kind of share about breath and different, I mean, there's meditations, there's, I mean, also I'm sure what they're going to learn in Tiffany's class can be utilized as well during this as well. So just kind of share about different possibilities of what can go into the ceremony. And then same thing, kind of we'll share again. And really this sharing will talk about the 8 experience ceremony for the following week. I'll introduce that, kind of talk about some of the sacred items if they have them and want to bring them. And so really find out if they're interested in co-creating a part of the next class. We'll see if if the teens and tweens come into the class and want to guide part of this class, that's great. But I'm hoping definitely for the 3rd and 4th class. So we'll kind of just talk about those things a little bit more in this class. And then once again, end in gratitude.
Amazing, amazing. And you know what I'm just feeling? I'm sensing that those who are students in this class might want to pair up or, get into groups of 2s or 3s and work together outside of class to come up with their ceremonies together. How fun would that be?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and I think that's kind of, I really want this to be a co-creation. And that's really what I want who's ever participating in this class to really bring. It's like, yes, we would want to do that. Yes, I mean, we already have this knowledge that we've taken, whether it's this class or if they took some of the classes in the past, that it's like, oh, I could see how I could bring this into the ceremony. It's really a co-creation. And then I'll just kind of quickly touch about some of the items to bring. The idea with these are to use what you have. So, I mean, if they have sage, great. But then if not, then any type of spray, I mean, even water and things like that. And so I'll share a little bit of those on the next class because they'll utilize those in the 3rd class. But just kind of for this note that's on here, some of these things, it's more the idea is to use what you have instead of having to go out and purchase anything.
Okay, wonderful.
Yep.
And then looking at class 3, November 16th, how to
Yes.
create a seasonal ceremony. So
Yeah.
tell us about that.
So yeah, so I love puns. And so I realized the word season, I mean, if you look at it, is really based on the sun. I mean, our seasons are based on the sun as well as water and locations that are closer to water. So it's kind of this idea of sea and sun. And so it's just kind of a fun pun on the word seasonal. And then these are actually ceremonies that I've been guiding for the past several years, really using the wheel of the year. And so I really love to start these ceremonies in the season of Samhain or Halloween, which is the season that we'll be in during this class. So it's absolutely perfect. And so for me, transformation is all about like letting go, releasing, kind of clearing yourself to make room for the ceremony to begin. And as I mentioned, transformation, I love the idea of smells for transformation. If you think of this time of year, it's when the leaves are decomposing, which is like one of my favorite smells. Like I just love that smell. So it's that same thing using whether it's sage, if you have any incense, it could be a spray, anything just to kind of help you let go and be more present, actually. Let go of anything that's not needed and be present in the ceremony. And so we'll begin with that. And then we'll go into the grounding like we've been doing. So now we'll do the 8 directions versus the 4 directions. Essentially, that growth part of that breathing. So we'll break it up until it's Imbolc is kind of like that stirring of the seeds. And so that's when we'll talk about our intentions, what they've been working on, what they're excited about. And then the growth is when I'll introduce. I mean, we were talking about, Tiffany was talking about the 8 or the chakras. I mean, so it's kind of these 8 groupings. I mean, you can think of the 8 phases of the moon, the 8 colors of the rainbow. And sometimes there's maybe like you might have to add 8 musical notes. So we'll talk about these things and kind of adding things. And sometimes I know the chakras, sometimes there's 7, but you can add an 8th. And it's kind of co-creating, just having them think how they could create their own ceremony and what they're interested in. And then after that growth section, then they'll get to come into themselves. And this is definitely, hopefully we'll partner. We'll see who has Oracle cards. I mean, if they are in Jeanette's class and have the Tarot cards, that'll be great. If they're still new to Oracle's decks, then we'll just kind of work one-on-one and probably draw a card. And so we'll see how much time we have and want to take or want to give for this aspect of it. And then we'll come back. And this is like what I like to call the summer, the celebration time, the passion. So bringing all this together, now this is where we talk about what the next class is going to be, what they really want to co-create together, what type of ceremony they want to essentially end this class, this group with. And so that's really where we'll share that. And then I always love to, especially for the 8 section or 8 experience ceremonies, I love to have communion and really bring that nourishment into us, and then ending with gratitude again.
Amazing, amazing. And I'm thinking about this being a global audience where you might have people from the northern and southern hemisphere in your class. So that would be really interesting, right? To have these conversations where it's
Yeah.
Samhain for the northern hemisphere, but it's
True.
Beltane for the southern hemisphere, and
Yeah.
yeah.
I kind of forgot about that, but you're absolutely right. And I think I'm in the Midwest, so I'm so in these seasons, and it'll be really fun. And that's what I really hope too, that they'll be teaching me things. I mean, I really feel that this is a co-creation and we'll be learning from each other.
Yes, amazing, amazing. Okay, and then the final class on November 23rd to co-create an 8 experience ceremony together. So tell us a little more about that.
Yeah, so I kind of mentioned it a little bit. I mean, if they want to learn anything else from me, like I said, I mean, I have on here about 12 or 13 experience ceremonies. I could give them an introduction to what I'm actually that's the ceremonies I'm currently doing. But really, I want it to be what the teens and tweens want, and really what they're excited to guide, what they're interested in experiencing. And my hope is that they'll all take part and we'll co-create this together. And like you said, maybe there will have to be a little bit of outside time and maybe they'll want to work together on it. But the idea is to really co-create a ceremony together. And then my hope is at the end of it, they'll be confident in creating ceremonies. And even if they realize, hey, ceremonies aren't fully for me, hopefully they'll just realize the importance of taking time to connect with themselves and to connect with nature and then connect with oneness.
Yes, yes, so beautiful. And this really, it just gives a whole different perspective on our relationships and our connections with everything around us as we
Mhm.
dive into ceremony. So really beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Janice. Thank you for all that you have put together here, all that you will be bringing to our kids and our teens and tweens. And so everybody, you're welcome to come here and send in your donation if you're ready to join this wonderful course with Janice. Um, we can have a maximum of 20 students in this class. So definitely join soon. You know, I think this class will fill really quickly. So be sure to come here and submit your donation and join when you are ready. Um, and as you can see here, everybody, these classes are on topics that are not offered in the regular school, right? Not offered in the mainstream schools, at least. And so we are just so delighted to bring these classes forward and give your children a different educational experience, right? Really open their hearts and their minds to something that maybe they didn't know they could learn about, or something they didn't know was available, or that they've always wanted to learn more. So, Janice, thank you for your class. Is there any last thing that you wanted to mention before we move
I
on?
know. I know. I mean, I'm just really excited. And so I think what's beautiful about all these classes is how they interweave and interconnect. And so I really love that Jeanette and Tiffany's classes are in October. So I really hope if people are signed up for that one, then they can bring those resources and those experiences to this class as well as to the other classes. So I'm really excited. Thank you.
Yes, I love that, how you're mentioning the interweavings between all the classes. That's so perfect and so beautiful. So yeah, we encourage everybody to take all the classes if you would like, because surely they will all support and inspire one another. All right, thank you so much, Janice. This is really exciting. And so, Gaby, your class is up next. So, welcome, Gaby. And Gaby, you too taught a class in round one, and it received very amazing reviews. So, we are so excited to welcome you back to teach another class here in round two for the Global School for Star Children. So, Gaby, tell us a little bit about yourself and what brings you to this beautiful work.
Well, first of all, I want to take all the classes now. It's like, I really like, Jenna, that you said there's such an intersection of all of them. And then I started thinking about how much of all these classes or these subjects have been an intersection in my life, always. And now that I'm an elder, I feel that I can really bring what I'm bringing into the world and the children around Dream. And the first class, which was about the power of animals in dreams, just blew me away. Not my teaching, but the children. It's very psychoactive class. I really encourage them to work with their dreams, and they could be dreams, night dreams, or they could be waking dreams. You know, a lot of kids don't remember their dreams, but they remember experiences they've had. And in that particular class had to do with animals. This particular class is going to be about nightmares. And I also chose November, not because the Day of the Dead, but because of Halloween. And they will have just been, at least here in the Northern Hemisphere, you know, really been partaking in ceremonies around Halloween that are not necessarily about the truth of it anymore. So what I hope is to bring, well, my whole practice is around getting people to awaken to their dreams. You know, we all dream. We don't all remember our dreams, and we don't all listen to our dreams. And interestingly enough, dreams are so much about symbolism, as Janet talked about. That's, you know, for her, it's a language. And I feel that dreams have a language that's very symbolic, but we don't pay attention. You know, we don't we forget or we go, oh yeah, that was an interesting dream. And especially with nightmares, because they have such an emotional impact on us. And really young children have a lot of nightmares. And the ages I'm going to be working with from 12 to 18, they're kind of out of that phase, but they're still nightmares. And so when I was a child, every morning at breakfast, we talked about our dreams. So I was very lucky to have a family that was listening to their dreams, but I didn't necessarily know what to do with it, except, that was interesting. And so when I studied dream tending at Pacifica Graduate Institute, I just went, oh my God, this is what I meant to do. This is my new way to work with the new earth. And when I heard about Jocelyn's school, and I'd always been a teacher, I was a teacher of the visually impaired, which is so funny because that's not about vision at all. I mean, it's about other ways of interpreting life and dreams. But here I am, I heard about this Start Children's class, and I really literally got a chill and said, okay, I meant to work with children. So here I am.
So beautiful, Gaby. So glad that you're here.
Thank you.
And yes, and so this class is The Healing Power of Difficult Dreams, Transforming Nightmares from Monster to Friend. And I will say the original title that you submitted, Gaby, was much more simple. It was simply From Monster to Friend. And we wanted to put a little more words around it, so people could clearly know what we're talking about here. But really, that is the core, right? This idea of transforming and shifting our perspective from monster to friend as we're working with these nightmares. So this will be on Saturdays in November at 12 noon New York time, and it is for ages 12 to 18. And I have just put this link in the chat, so I welcome everybody to come here and check out all the details. And Gaby, what would you like to say about working with nightmares? Because that is such an interesting take on dream work that we don't often see. And it is so important for kids and younger people, because you're right, as young kids we have a lot of nightmares, and then as maybe older kids or teenagers we're still working with that, we still have such a deep memory of that. So why is it important to work with those nightmares?
Well, my master's degree was in depth psychology, and so I really paid attention to the fact that Jung talked a lot about shadow. And to me, it's like what comes up in a nightmare is usually shadow. And shadow is not necessarily bad. Shadow's just things that we repress that we don't really want to have to deal with. And so one of the ways I feel nightmares are so important to look at is because it can really be a part of the transformation in our life to our individuation. And again, to how to be in the new earth.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. So let's look at your curriculum here. And as you can see, everybody, it will be on Saturdays at 12 noon New York time. Classes will be 90 minutes in length, including time for art. And with all these classes too, the recordings will be provided. So of course, we hope that you can all attend live and be fully immersed in the experience of the live class. And if you ever need to miss a class, definitely you will get the recording within 24 to 48 hours after the class. Actually, since the classes are on Saturday, we send the recordings out Monday morning. So you'll get the recording the following Monday morning and you can watch it and enjoy. So, Gaby, your class 1 on November 2nd is Connect to Your Strength and Find Supportive Figures. So can you tell us a little more about that?
Yeah, the supportive figures in any dream, actually, but especially in nightmares, are what I call allies. You know, who in your dream is helping you through this scary phenomena. And it can be someone who is in the dream, or it can be someone that you have in your life. For example, one of my big allies is my cat. Yeah, I'm a cat lady. And the cat comes, he's now passed over, but he still comes and helps me through my life as a guide or as an ally. And so I want children to start recognizing that there are guides and allies in their life. And they just have to listen and they have to be open to it. And I'm just so surprised because in the first class, every single child in the class knew exactly who their allies were. And that to me was just so wonderful, you know, that they're already tuned in to that.
That's so beautiful.
And then the thing about dream tending, which is not dream interpretation, is that you, the dreamer, come up with the interpretation. And I, as the tender, help you come up with that, you know. So I just kind of go with you and support you in your journey, but I'm not telling you what it is. And it's amazing. It's amazing what they come up with. And so I also want them to know they can do the tending themselves. You know, it doesn't have to be me as a facilitator, and learn how to do that.
And how beautiful, Gaby, that you include working with art or writing to also help them discern the deeper layers and express that dream.
Well, two of you talked about earthing your experience, and to me, that the art is a wonderful way to earth what you discovered during that time that we had together. And again, I was just blown away by what the kids came up with. And we even, I love to write haikus. So I would write a haiku for some of what they had discussed with me. And then one of the weeks, one of the kids wrote a haiku for their experience, and their ally was a bat. And this is what they wrote: Mr. Bat, my ally, help me with changes as I prepare to move. He was moving to
Wow.
a different state. And this bat had become his ally because it had appeared in these really significant dreams. And then to earth it, I got the haiku.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow. Amazing, amazing. So then class 2 will be stand your ground and gain knowledge about the dream figures. So can you tell us a little more about that?
Well, this is really about that nightmares are scary, you know. So what we want to do usually is run away from it. So that's when you get flight. And standing your ground and really facing that monster or that scary figure is what we learn to do in the second class.
Wonderful.
And it's also very important for them and me to know what's going on in their life, because the dream often is connected to whatever's going on with with their lives. And it's just a wonderful aha when they realize when what's going on in their life may be difficult, but it's not, it does have solutions if they face up to it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's beautiful. And then class 3, November 16th, learn how to stop the instinctive fear response of fight or flight. So can you
Yeah,
tell us?
and this is where my favorite thing comes in about dream tending, and that's called active imagination. And so what happens if any of you have ever done it is you take one of the figures and you have the figure come into your room where you are and you start a dialogue with them. And often then you can call in your ally if that's really scary for you, but you can have communication with that figure and get clarity about why this figure came into your dream. And I love this part of it, where you take the figure in your dream as an actual living being who has a purpose in your life and by coming into your dreams. And to me, this is like at the core of dream tending is to really look at the figures in your dreams as living beings. And they don't even have to be a living being, but they could be an object. I've had people have conversations with a chair, or of course, a lot with animals, because that's what we were focusing on the first class.
Yes, amazing. And giving kids and teens so many tools to work with all of their dreams, and especially with their nightmares here. So beautiful.
Well, and the first tool is to remember your dream, because you can't listen to the language if you don't remember what was being said. So we do work a lot on that, like having a journal, as soon as they wake up, writing down, or if they have a phone, go to recording it so that it doesn't go away. I call those firefly dreams where you wake up and you go, oh, shoot, that was really important. What was it?
Yeah.
And I also found that I can do attending of a dream, even if it's just a snippet. And sometimes it's just a song, or sometimes it's a quote. And so I tell the kids they don't have to remember every single detail, just what stands out to them.
Yes. And so then class 4 here on November 23rd, let the monster figure reveal itself and allow the possibility of transformation into its true nature. So can you tell us more about that?
Well, and that's a follow-up to having the dialogue, like, okay, maybe this isn't so bad, or maybe this isn't so scary, or what can I do to change this in my life so this doesn't appear. This is why I start out, I don't know if you saw in class 1, I shared the book Where the Wild Things Are. I think most of you probably, especially if you have kids, you're probably familiar with this book. Well, this was my son's favorite book when he was, 40 years ago. And it's a really great illustration of what happens when Max goes and meets these wild things, which is really what's going on for him, that he's really wild and doesn't feel like he belongs. And then in the end realizes that he does belong in his family and he doesn't have to be so wild. So it's a wonderful story for the kids to start to get what happens when there's a transformation.
Beautiful. So
And my classes are 90 minutes because it really takes a lot of time to get through all of it. And
yeah, to work with all the dreams and all the pieces of those. Yeah. So beautiful. So time-wise, we do need to keep moving on here. So I just want to let everybody know you can come here and submit your donation here to join the course. And if you're watching this later as a recording, just scroll down in the description field and you will see links to all of these amazing courses that we're sharing with you. So thank you so much, Gaby. This is really wonderful. Just such an amazing offering here and so valuable for our kids. So thank you for bringing this forward and thank you for all the experience that you're bringing in with it to help kids work with and understand their dreams on a whole other level. Okay, wonderful. So, Jill, your class is up next. And so Jill's class is called Self-Love and Self-Care. And so, Jill, welcome. I'm delighted to have you here today. And tell us a little bit about yourself and how you came to be doing this beautiful work.
Okay, wonderful. Hello, everyone. And it is such a great joy and an honor for me to be here with you and the amazing teachers and Jocelyn and Praise. Just thank you so much. You are so inspiring, on mission, and I want to take all of these classes as well. And I thank you to the parents and all the viewers, live or on the replay, because you're answering some call for your children and creating experiences for them. What a beautiful gift, and you're following your heart and you're just doing so great. And please keep going with that. And how wonderful that is. And so I'm a teacher. And when I was young, I did want to be a teacher. And I did first started with kindergarten. And then in college, it was a high school biology teacher. And then I went to graduate school. So then it was a psychology professor, which I am now. And I have my PhD in developmental psychology and a license in professional counseling. And as I was doing that, I just realized that the talking therapy wasn't working for me in the experiences that I was having with my clients. So about 2012, I'm still a college professor, but I went back and I have a certificate in theta healing and Lemurian healing and other things. So I've added newer, more energy-based vibrational medicine techniques to my toolkit. And I think that self-love and self-care I wrote this book, Conscious Self-Love, because at the core, we're expecting adults and children to be able to change the world and to be kind to one another. But it's not possible until you're feeling love for yourself and you're taking good care of yourself. Because when you do that, just the natural consequence outpouring of that is you caring for others and the world. And these things aren't really taught in school, and in fact it's lots of times the opposite, with competition and grades in the red pen and the social media and all the media. So I think we're really training people to dislike themselves, and it's the changes that we really need to see are about unconditional love for ourselves and acceptance and compassion. And then those will just automatically get transferred to others, families, communities, and the world. So I'm a big dreamer about it, but I can see the difference when people start connecting with themselves and loving themselves. There are major shifts in everything, and we're co-creating our reality, like constantly. And our reality is a co-creation of what's inside of us. So if what's inside of us is, not self-acceptance and not self-love, the reality that we're creating is not great. But if you're inside feeling great about yourself and life and celebrating this gift of life and how things are sacred and beautiful, that is the reality that you create for yourself and others and the world. So that's why I wanted to develop this class, so the kids can treat themselves with kindness and care. And the other thing is that we don't believe we deserve it, or there's this unworthiness and, oh my gosh, so many things that have happened, and not even in the main family, but with the inner child work that we're all doing. I mean, this happened so long ago when we were children. So it's very important to teach the children to love and care for themselves. I just read yesterday that 18 months to 2 years is when the inner child starts splitting off and we start not trusting ourselves. So this will be great for the kids to kind of go back soon, right away. And then the class is really about skills in a toolbox, because it's not a one and done. It's just like a constant, like coming back to presence, realizing you deserve this love and care, and then strategies to help implement it throughout the day for the children, because we're not teaching self-care either anywhere yet. So hopefully we will soon. Mhm.
Yes, it is something that really should be taught in the schools and everywhere.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jill, so much for bringing this forward. It is so important. I just so deeply agree with everything that you said there. And so your course is Self-Love and Self-Care for the New Era. And this will be Saturdays in November at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, and guided by Jill, of course. And this is for ages 12 to 18. So I just put this link in the chat here on the live call. So come on and check this out at your own pace, and we will share a little bit more about it here. And I really agree with you, Jill, on this as being the absolute core of how we transform the world, in total. It must start within each one of us. And it must start with us being whole and healthy and truly cared for on the levels that we need. So connecting in with that and learning how to discern what we need. Oh my gosh, how incredibly important to learn, for all of us, but especially from a young age for our kids and our teenagers. So is there anything else you wanted to say as an introduction before we go into the modules?
Yeah. So, I mean, self-care, we always make a joke. It's like taking a bath or retail therapy, but it's so much more than that, so I called it for the new era, because in the class, we're going to do the 4 body systems. So the physical body, the mental body, emotional body, and the soul spiritual body. So we're going to learn about what self-love and self-care looks like within each of the bodies. And then, how to implement it, and having some boundaries in each of the ones, and making sense in each two. And the kids might bring up some things. I want all the children to feel seen and heard and adored, so whatever they bring in, we're going to process and work through. And I'm just very excited.
Yes, amazing, amazing. As it says here, we cannot underestimate the effects of even small numbers of young people learning to love themselves on our beautiful world. Yes. And so here are the logistical details. Saturdays in November at 2 p.m. New York time. Classes will be 90 minutes in length. And of course, the recordings will be provided. As with all of the classes you're seeing here, we will provide recordings. And so class 1, Jill, is self-love and self-care in the physical body. So can you tell us a little more about that?
Yes, beautiful. I love all of these pictures so much. So we're going to, I don't know, the kids probably won't know about the 4 body system. So I'll do a brief introduction to that, and then we'll land in the physical. And interestingly, like how all the classes are so similar, I'm the physical body. We're going to be working with the element of the earth. And so an emphasis on the tools and the skills here will be with nature and earth things and the violet flame. And I wanted to let everybody know, there will be breathing exercises in each one. So they'll match kind of the theme for the body and for the earth. But the guided meditations that I have for each week are really going to be, they're guided, but it's really going to be tapping into the children's imagination and their special gifts and unique skills, so it's a self-discovery and a self-awareness also with the meditations, and really checking in with what they need for their body and what their body is trying to tell them. Is there a pain, but what could that possibly mean and relate back to, and what kind of care you would need then if that were to be the case. And we'll do the senses, and using the senses. And, like the ritual, morning ritual is a self-care. And throughout the day, you can check in with your senses. And emphasis will really be about present moment awareness too. So presence and using the senses.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, I can feel it says, this experience of breathing for peace and calm. And I can feel that so much of this will be to return to peace and calm, throughout the day, with what
Yeah.
they'll be learning here. So that's wonderful.
And that the kids can, we're always looking for love and peace and calm on the outside, even doing meditations, but everything will be relating, coming back into your own physical body and your own things that we're going to get on with next, the thoughts and the emotions. So everything is from the inside going out.
Amazing. So
Mhm.
here's class 2, November 9th, self-love and self-care in the mental body. So tell us a little more about that.
Yes. So the importance of thoughts, words, actions, and perceptions. And this element is air, and it's frequency and vibration. And this is perfect because, the kids, I mean, they're so egocentric. I mean, there's so much research on that, but we're all taking things so personally all the time. And you could watch a TV show and like a piece of your soul can fragment. So it's like so important to just kind of understand what is happening around you and to not take things personally and to be aware of your thoughts, your words, especially your inner dialogue to yourself, because this really a negative self-critic and the inner dialogue really kind of can ruin your day, and then that adds up to like years, so there's going to be a lot of emphasis on catching these thoughts and being very careful with words to our sacred selves and actions and integrity. And, we're just learning as kids and even as adults. So with perceptions too, but there'll just be a real focus on, what it is meaning for you on the inside. And this meditation, there's a special window, and the kids will be kind of shown how they can talk to themselves as their own inner best friend and guidance counselor, psychologist, and share what's happening. And then what would your best friend say in that scenario? And just kind of give them the grace and the compassion, because we're so hard on ourselves. And we just see that our parents are so hard on themselves, and people are just constantly being hard on everybody. And there's Geotran is a beautiful healing technique. I love that. And they have these mind gem tools, and they're perfect for children, and they cross over. It's kind of a physical body thing, but it's really perfect for the mind weak. They cross over the meridians, and it seems like you're doing one now, but there's ones for trauma and presence and anxiety and seeing beautiful colors and self-love. And so there will be these tools to add to the toolbox, and the heart mind activation. So we're all in our heads, and that's where these thoughts and the mental, but we're really supposed to be dropped into our heart. And when you do that with any problem or question or concern, there's like just a release and a letting go into the present moment, and a beautiful kind of reframe, from anything that was so harsh. And we'll maybe talk about the subconscious story if that's appropriate, and how some things we can be grateful for, and just making sense of it all.
Beautiful. How amazing. And yes, the mental aspect and the words we use with ourselves, it's so important. I love how you're talking about creating, connecting with our own inner best friend. And that's, I love the connections between the classes, because it's mirroring what Gaby was talking about with, learning that we can tend our own dreams, right? We can be our own best friend in here in the mind. And so yes, this is just so beautiful what this is going to open up for our kids. And
Mhm.
so then class 3, November 16th, self-love and self-care in the emotional body. So tell us more about that.
Right. So the air in the voice, the inner voice, is your relationship with yourself. And this emotional bodies, the emotions are really the currency to engaging with the world and relationships, and so often we're not expressing our authentic self or our authentic emotions for, we want people to like us, or we just don't. There's so many things that can be it, and so many reasons why we're not experiencing our emotions authentically and not expressing them authentically. So we're going to hope to unveil that a little bit. And the inner child work is here, just kind of making sense of, if a friend says something mean, or if they saw something mean, little pieces kind of fragment off and can impact you for your whole life. So just kind of making sense of what that is, and that people aren't very careful in the things that they say, and just kind of reining that all kind of back in with the emotions. And this week is water. So we're going to do some waterfalls and emotions clearing. Well, because when someone does say something or they witness something, if it's processed in that moment, especially in the present moment, then it doesn't get stuck, and it just kind of moves right along. And there's no problem 20 years later that we need to do inner child work for. It's just that we've processed it. But when we don't process it, then it gets stuck. And then it's a trauma. Sometimes the more we think about it, the trauma groove can get deeper and deeper. So telling children about what's behind all of that, and that they're really, again, in charge of their voice outside and their emotions and expressing them authentically, will be very good.
Yes, yes, so wonderful. And then class 4, November 23rd, will be self-love and self-care in the spiritual and soul body. So
Yeah, I'm
that.
excited about this one. So this is fire, and this is going to be so, in the earlier classes, we're talking about wants and needs and physical body and rest and water and food and care like that. But this one is like your passion, your desires. It's even more about who you are. The personality self, we say, is the horizontal, who you are in the world, your kind of 3D self. And then your soul self is connected, to the divine Father, divine mother, divine masculine, divine feminine. I'm going to broach those a little bit about like duality kind of ideas about that. And your soul self is connected. And the more it's connected through all these classes, you all know, then the more your authentic joy and happiness and light can really be shared with others. But before you share, you have to cultivate that for yourself, and the differences between being and doing, and will be covered. And then I am going to bring in the divine, and I'm going to do it however the children, whatever makes most sense. So divine father, divine mother, divine masculine, divine feminine. So the divine masculine characteristics, and everybody has both. Obviously, we all know this. So I'm going to explain it in a way for the children that it makes sense. It's not about gender at all, but your divine masculine characteristics are truth and the right use of power. And then divine feminine is love and compassion. It's like, your thoughts are like the mental, and the masculine, and your emotions are the feminine, and giving the energy to it. So this is all like kind of merging it together and seeing both, everything coming together into this beautiful kind of I am divine perfection. And there's like, everyone knows about mother wounds and father wounds, and I think there's a God wound, and God I'm using because like there's some source and divine, and I think people are really worried that they don't fit in or belong there either. So I want to just really convey that the divine is in love with everything that they're doing. And I want the kids to see themselves and be aware of themselves and love it, everything that they see. Even if things from the outside aren't there, if you are doing it, then that's the goal and the gift.
Wow. Thank you so much, Jill. I can just feel how deeply healing this class will be for all of the students who attend. How amazing this beautiful journey that you're taking them on. So thank you for offering this. Thank you for creating it, bringing all of this together in one class. It's just amazing. And so we invite everybody to come in and join if you feel ready, if you feel aligned. As with all of the classes, we do have a limit to the number of students we can accept, and we will be closing registrations for sure on the end of the day, October 2nd. So be sure to join as soon as you know, and make sure that you secure your place in the class. And you're welcome to come here and just submit your donation in the amount that feels right for your heart and your soul. And yeah, we're so excited to welcome you all into this class with Jill, those who feel called to it. Now, I'm going to stop my share here, and I'm in a little bit of a time crunch. I'll just say I need to leave and go pick up my kids. So we do need to end the call pretty soon here. I want to answer any questions that were here in the chat if we can. So, the ages for Jill's class is 12 to 18. So hopefully that's helpful. So sorry to have a time constraint, but it is related to my kids, so it's all connected. So thank you all, amazing teachers. I am just blown away by these classes that you have created, that you have brought together, that you are bringing forward. I'm so moved, and I just want to thank you with all of my heart for creating these and for being here and giving your time and energy to bring this to the kids all around the world. So everybody listening, I hope you are just as moved as I am and just as inspired as I am feeling in this moment, and hope you will come and join us for these classes and tell everybody that you know about this. This video will be posted and you can share it with others who might have kids or grandkids or nieces or nephews who would love to attend. Do share this far and wide. We really want these classes to be of service to so many kids all around the world and change their lives. And then they will go out and change the world in these amazing and positive ways because of the foundations that they're learning in these classes. Yes, me too, Kathleen. I wish we'd had these when I was growing up too. And yeah, my kids will be for sure attending some of these classes. It's just so amazing that this is available. So huge gratitude to everybody who's making this possible, and huge gratitude to all of you in the Sacred Planet community tuning in and registering your kids and grandkids. We're so grateful for you. And yeah, so much love to everybody. And so I am wishing everybody a beautiful, wonderful day, beautiful, wonderful week and weekend ahead. All teachers, would you like to come on and just say bye or whatever you want to say in blessing and greeting as we go, as we close
Thank
today?
you. And I did want to say also thank you for all the pictures and the images on the website. I mean, Michelle did a phenomenal, phenomenal job putting it all together. It was really beautiful.
She sure did. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll see you all soon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Love to everyone.
So much love, everybody. All right. Bye for now. And